All right, Saints, I'm back. Sorry about that. You know, the camera always turns off on me. So on my way back from the bank, I ended up, the car overheated on me. So, and thank God I was close to home. So I was driving down to turn on my street. It was just a quick left. My house is probably like 6 houses down. So I was turning to turn on my street from the street that I was on. And all of a sudden the car just stopped on me. So I'm looking around and I'm like, why did the car stop on me? Next thing I know, I looked at the screen to see what's going on with the dashboard to see what's going on, and it looks like and it showed like the where that little from the cold to the hot, for the overheating. I looked over and it looked like it was overheated. It went all the way down to the red. You know how that happens. I don't know how to explain those things really well. I'm not very car savvy, right? And so I'm like, oh my gosh, did the car just overheat? And then as I'm saying that, I know I'm looking around and I see smoke coming from the back. Not smoke, but like fume smoke coming from the back. And I'm like, oh my goodness, did the car just overheated? Connor, grab me a bottle of water, honey. I'm like, did the car just overheat? Mind you, I went home to pick up something so that I can bring back to the bank. I'm taking care of some account stuff to bring back to the bank. So I'm like, oh my gosh, the car just overheat on me. The car just stopped. So thanks, honey. So so I'm like, oh my goodness, the car just stopped. So then I turn off the engine and I'm like, okay, let me give it a moment. And I'm thinking, let me just get home. Let me just get home so I can call my husband so I can tell him the car is overheating and he can tell me what to do. Let me just get home. I'll take an Uber back to the bank, whatever I need to do. Let me just get home. So I'm so thirsty. I'm just literally coming back now. So I'm like, let me just get home. Let me just get home. So I wait a few more minutes and stuff like that. Mind you, people drove by me. Nobody stopped to ask if I was. Yeah, I'm literally right on the street. So I'm like, okay, just give it a minute. I'm sitting there praying. I'm like, God, please help me. I don't know what to do. I don't know cars at all. So I'm like, what should I do? What should I do? Should I leave it here in the middle of the street and just walk home and wait? And I'm just thinking about these different things. So I wait a few minutes. And I still see, and I turn the engine off, and I'm hoping that it'll just cool down a little bit, enough for me to drive home. I wait a few minutes, and I'm like, okay, I got to get this car home at least. And I'm still trying to call my husband, but again, I know it wasn't his break time just yet. It wasn't 12 just yet, so I knew he wasn't going to be able to answer the phone. So I'm still waiting. Finally, it's still all the way past the red. And I'm like, okay, I turned it back on. I'm like, okay, now it's starting to act like it can start, like it can go. Because before when I was turning it on, it wasn't doing anything. And I'm like, okay, now it's on. I'm like, God, please let me just get home. I'm like, okay, maybe I can just run home really quickly. Oh my goodness, you guys. And my house was right there. I told you, like 7 houses down. So I'm like, okay, I'm looking at my house. And I'm like, I can make it. So I wait a few minutes and I started driving. And meanwhile I'm driving, I still see smoke coming back on the back of the car. And I'm like, oh my goodness, let me just get home. Thank God for God. I got home. The minute I drove into my driveway, I stopped for a moment. I was like, Lord, thank you so much for getting me home. I didn't know what to do. I don't know cars. I wouldn't know what to do. So I'm saying thank you. And then within 5 minutes of me praying and just, taking a deep breath, my husband calls. And I'm like, I'm talking to my husband. I'm like, oh my goodness, puppy, this just happened and stuff like that. And he's like, okay, well, don't touch the car anymore. Do you have to do anything else? I'm like, yeah, I need to go back to the bank. I just forgot a form, so I got to go back to the bank. So he's like, all right, well, I'll get you an Uber. I'm like, okay, no problem. So I parked the car. He's like, all right, I'll call the mechanic. And mind you, my husband just got something fixed in the car again recently, right? I spent about $300 having the mechanic, the same mechanic that his mechanic friend, which now I'm like, now I really believe my husband's done with this mechanic friend after today. And I'm like, he's like, I just got this thing fixed. So what, I don't know how he explained it, but whatever he got fixed, should have never of allowed what happened with the overheating to happen today. So he's like, all right, don't worry about it. I'll get you an Uber. You can go finish what you need to finish if you need to leave the house, and so on and so forth. So I'm like, okay, no problem. So now I get home, I get the form, my husband gets me a lift, so I get the lift, comes to me. So I get back to the bank. So mind you, I knew my phone was on low charge, but I didn't look to see how low charge it was at all, because I would have just taken my charger with me. I didn't see. So I'm like, okay, no problem. Excuse me. I'm like, okay, no problem. So I get to the bank, and I had to wait a little bit because apparently there was a line, and they were doing lunch time. So the lady that I had seen earlier, she had left for lunch, and then her manager was with somebody else, and the other lady was with somebody else working on something with a lost check, a lost check card, or checks or something like that was mailed, something crazy. So I'm sitting there waiting and stuff, and I'm looking at my phone, and I was like playing with my phone. I'm like, oh my goodness, my phone is really low. Let me chill. Let me save it because I got to get my lift back. So I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and it took a little bit because there were other people in front of me, and the other one person was, from what I heard, was he was doing a wire transfer. He needed something. He had to go to his car or something like that. So both people were working on things that were pretty important. So I'm just sitting there waiting. I'm not touching my phone. I'm not doing anything with my phone. I'm just going to wait. So I'm looking at my phone now. I'm like, I need that little bit of juice so I can just get my lift to get back home. So I'm sitting here waiting. So 25 minutes goes by. So finally, the young lady brings me into her office, and she starts doing what she needs to do. And then she's like, okay, we need to wait. They had to contact another department and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, no problem. That's fine. So I just waited. And so I was talking to them and stuff, and I said, let me just do a financial review with them. So I was doing that with them, and that took about 25 minutes. So again, my phone is still low charge. I'm like, okay, I'm fine. I have enough juice to click to get the lift, right? That's what I'm thinking. So we're sitting there doing the financial review and stuff like that, and talking and stuff, and we just started talking about other things. And the other woman that I was working with initially came in, and we're all talking and stuff, and it's all going nicely. So finally we get done with everything that we needed to do. Finally we start doing what we need to do. We get done, and then there was another form that I hadn't forgot to bring with me, and it was completely my fault because my brain was just scattered. It was completely my fault. I'm like, okay, no problem. I'm not going to worry about it. I'll just come back tomorrow, or I'll come back next week or something like that on Monday. So I'm like, okay, let me call my Lyft. As I clicked on my phone to go and reserve my Lyft, my phone dies. So I'm like, oh my goodness, the phone died, and I'm asking one of them if they have a charger, and on that day, they didn't have a charger. And the other lady that was there had went to lunch. They were doing their lunch. Everybody was rotating their lunch. So when I got there early, everybody was there. When I came back, it was lunchtime. So their staff was a little bit, was low on. They were low on staff because of lunch duties. So no one was available. Nobody had a charger or anything like that. So I'm like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? How am I going to call my Lyft? So I'm like, okay, well, let me just walk home. I figured I'll just walk home. So I go to Dunkin' Donuts. I get a caramel iced latte. I'm like, you know what? I need a treat. I was like, and I don't usually get treats, but I'm like, let me go get a treat. And I don't drink coffee anymore, but caramel iced lattes are pretty good. They have caramel, they have other stuff in it, so it tastes really nice. Then I haven't had one in maybe a year. So I'm like, let me go get one. So I go and I order a small caramel iced latte, and I'm like, all right, let's start walking. I was going to ask if anybody in there had a charger, but I'm like, no, Kat, that's a little bit bizarre. So I'm like, all right, let me just walk home. So I walked home, and I knew it wasn't far from my house to begin with. I'm thinking like a 25-minute walk. The walk was about, when I got home, the walk was about almost an hour. I left there at 2:30, the bank at 2:30. I didn't get home till like 3:30, so it was an hour walk. I didn't realize it. So I just walked, and I was thinking about you guys, thinking about different things, thinking about my phone and how it just died on me. So I'm like, okay. So anyways, I got home not too long ago. It's about, now it's 4:15. So I got home not too long ago, and I had to make a few business calls because I'm like, it's Friday. Everybody is, you know, all businesses are going to be closed basically for the weekend. So I needed to make some calls. So I made my calls, and then I said, let me jump on here and let me talk to you guys. But what a morning it has been. This is why I have not picked up the camera. This is why I picked up the camera so late. And then yesterday, I was supposed to post yesterday's vlog, and once again, the app I use for my editing, it said I did everything, and when I was exporting it, every time I export it takes a long time. So I'm exporting it, and you know, it was about maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock last time. I'm like, we have plenty of time. I'll export it, and by the time before midnight, it'll be completely done. As long as it's done before midnight, I'm fine. At least it'll still count for Thursday. So I keep coming back into hanging out with my husband, hanging out with the children, looking out for Connor because Connor's sick. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to worry about it. I'll be able to just get it exported, and I'll be able to get it over to YouTube at least before midnight. I wait and I wait. It's still exporting, but it's moving along because I can see it moving along. So I'm like, okay, it's taking a little longer to export. I'm like, I'll just leave it alone. So I waited, nothing never happened, and it was still exported. I woke up this morning, it was still exporting. So I had to shut down my computer again, reload it, restart it again, and then it restarted, and then I had to re-export it again. And finally, by the time BIGO was done, it was done exporting. So I just said to myself, okay, I gotta go to the bank. I got a couple things I gotta do. I gotta run and take care of this stuff. So, and I had a meeting this morning for my cousin. My cousin had an important meeting, and she needed some family members to be there. So right after BIGO, I took care of that first, and I ran over to the bank because I was supposed to be at the bank by a certain time. So I just finished, like literally as I'm talking to you, it's uploaded onto YouTube right now. I'm clicking next right now, and it is now going to be uploaded. So anyway, Saints, this is the reason why I'm vlogging so late. I didn't get a chance to take care of it this morning, and I apologize to you for that. So this will be daily vlog 32, since daily vlog 31 just got published, and again, it should have been done since yesterday, so I do apologize for that. So anyway, Saints, the little ones are sleeping. Connor's home today. He wasn't feeling good, so I ran and took care of things while I let Connor stay with the little ones. You know, Connor's old enough to babysit, so I do let Connor babysit at times. But what a morning. I'm not mad or anything like that. It was a good morning. I still had a nice walk, to be honest with you. I got to get some fresh air, and you know, I needed to walk. I've been talking about exercising for a minute, so it was nice to get a nice exercise. And honestly, it didn't feel like an hour. It really didn't. I was on a nice little stroll. I got to see some iguanas. I haven't seen really large iguanas in a long time. I got to see maybe about 15 to 20 large iguanas just hanging out and chilling on the street. I mean, this is their town. This is their life. This is their grass. I'm in their territory. So it was really nice to see them. So I don't have any house chores today, thank God, because I would have been behind. However, the kitchen's a little bit messy. I have a couple of dishes in there. I'm going to go clean up right now. The little ones made a little bit of a mess before they napped for Connor, and I didn't expect Connor to really do much with them, but just to make sure that they were okay, because he's not feeling well himself. So they made a little bit of a mess, so I'm going to go clean up their mess, and I'm going to come back here and hang out with you guys. It is really pretty outside. It's beautiful outside. Hopefully the little ones will still nap, because once they wake up, I'm going to go ahead and start taking care of them, give them a bath. They haven't taken a bath yet. Give them a bath and take care of them, because I've just been from BIGO to business meeting to the bank, and then the card thing, and then going back to the bank, and then a couple other business stuff that I had to take care of. And then walking. So I haven't had a chance to spend time with the little ones at all. So States, I almost forgot my cousin's meeting this morning. Almost forgot. It was me and her talking while we were texting, and she brought up something about the meeting, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's right, it is. And at first I thought it was at 9:30, and I'm like, oh no, it's not, it's at 10. So anyways, just different things were going on this morning, but I'm still thankful, I'm still grateful, I'm still happy, I'm still thankful. I enjoyed the walk. I didn't expect the walk today, but it was really nice to get some fresh air. Didn't expect it, but it was nice to get some fresh air. So I don't know what my husband's going to do. I'm going to tell my husband to call that mechanic and have a talk with him, because he just paid him the $300 to fix that problem that would have affected the car to overheat. Now, I don't know cars, and I can't explain it. He tried to explain it to me this morning, and it sounded like Chinese, so I don't even know how to explain it back to you guys. But he definitely should talk to that gentleman. And you know, my thing is, you know, maybe that gentleman should fix it. You know, go back and fix it, since my husband already paid the money. But then again, it's like, why would you want him to fix it again, since he didn't do a good job the first time? But then there's this thing about he paid him, so naturally he's the one that should fix it, since he's already been paid for it, you know. So it's a double-edged sword, right? Double-edged sword. So anyways, I'll be back, saints. I just wanted to tell you guys about my morning, and I'll be back. Love you guys. Hi, saints. I'm back. It is Wednesday, March 16. I apologize, saints, that I haven't recorded anything in what 4 or 5 days now. Yeah, because I don't record. So there's no more vlogging on Saturday and Sunday. We established that. But so the last time I vlogged or started to vlog was Friday, when the whole thing with my car happened. So let me get you guys caught up with what's going on now and what has been going on. So my husband fixed the car. He fixed the issue that was wrong with the car. So luckily there wasn't something in the car got loose or fell out or something like that. I forgot what he said it was. It was some kind of mechanical thing. It fell out. So so Saturday morning, my husband went ahead and fixed the car, or was it Sunday? It was one of those days. So he went ahead and he fixed the car, and so that was that. Because I vlogged Friday for a little bit, and then my goal was to come back, vlog a little bit more, edit, and then post it up, and then have Saturday and Sunday where there's no vlogs on the weekend, and then come back Monday. Well, let me tell you, my goodness. So fix the car Saturday. Now the other thing that's wrong with the car still needs to be fixed, but it's actually a good thing, because when I thought what had happened, when I thought that, you know, when the car overheated, and I thought, oh my gosh, the car's gone worse. There's something even worse with the car. The guy didn't fix the car and didn't fix the problem, but it was a minor thing. It was a minor thing. So it got fixed. And so let's see. So then Saturday, of course, you know, from sundown to sundown is Sabbath, so I enjoyed my weekend with my family. I didn't do much, of course. I just hung around, chilled with the little ones. And then Saturday night, I think it was, Ivan got sick. Now, mind you, Karna was sick last week. Karna was sick for like 2 or 3 days. Just sick, you know. I don't want to say it was I guess, I don't know if it was the flu. I don't want to say it was the flu. He had flu-like symptoms, I will say. So he was sick, and then by Saturday night, I would say, by Saturday morning or so, I saw him a little bit more active and actually socializing on his computer with his friends, because because Thursday and Friday he was out of it. He was not feeling well. But I think Friday was the worst day for him. He wasn't feeling well. But Saturday night, or Saturday morning, I would say, I saw him Saturday morning, maybe till afternoon or so, like that. I saw him socializing with his friends online and stuff. So that was a good thing. And then Saturday night, we're all in bed watching a movie. It was probably about 8:30, 9 o'clock. We're watching a movie, me and the little ones and my husband watching a movie. And then all of a sudden, Ivan, because in the morning, the camera died on me again, saints, I'm back. So he started coughing a little bit more, and I looked at him, and I noticed that he had a little bit of a runny nose, and and throughout the evening, I will say, he did have a couple of times I did wipe his nose, but again, he was in good spirits. He was fine, nothing to even worry about. But then by like 10 o'clock, 10:30, my husband touched him and was like, he's getting warm. And so I touched him, and I was like, oh my gosh, he is getting warm. So Immediately I got the Vicks and the Remuscati, the Haitian Remuscati. You know Remuscati. If you're Haitian, you know what that is. If you're sick, you use it. You mix it with Vicks and you put it underneath your feet and you put socks on or on your chest. You know, all over your body to help you overcome a cold. And so I got the Remuscati, got the Vicks, put it all over him. So, and give him a little bit of Tylenol. So he was good. And then I would say by like 12:30, the fever got a little bit, he got a little bit more warm. He got more warm. And then waited a little bit, gave him more Tylenol. And then in the morning, no fever. Completely no fever. So then, I just noticed a notification from one of my YouTube followers. One of the girls I follow on YouTube. I gotta watch. She's so cute. I gotta watch her. So he, no fever. He was okay, but still had a runny nose, no fever. Was still in good spirits. Really good spirits. Because usually when Mia and Ivan get sick, the two of them, they are out of it. They don't want to be bothered. They're in bed. They don't want to play with their phone. They don't want to watch TV. They're just, you know how babies are when they get sick. But he wasn't like that. He was in great spirits. But I got nervous. I'm like, oh my goodness. Usually when Ivan gets sick, Mia gets sick, or Mia's sick, Ivan gets sick. Because, they're always together. So Mia didn't get sick. Thank you, Jesus. But Ivan got better. And still a little runny nose, and even as I'm recording this vlog, he still has a little bit of a runny nose, but no fever, which was the most important thing. So that was what? So that was like Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So Monday comes along. I gotta tell you, my mood and my feelings, my mental state, I would say, just changed. And it changed with the time. The time changed, and it threw me off. It threw my sleep. Mind you, I don't get a lot of sleep as it is. So losing that hour just threw me off. Monday, I actually canceled BIGO because I was so exhausted that I couldn't even lift my head up at all. I was so tired. Connor ended up missing his bus because we actually didn't realize that the time changed. The clocks in the house were still the same. And funny thing is, mind you, I've been on my phone and played with my phone, never even looked at the time to say, oh, the time changed, to compare with the clock in my bedroom or the clock in the bathroom or the clock in Connor's room. Never, ever crossed my mind. So I just kept going on with my day as usual. It wasn't until Monday morning. So Connor gets up to go to school. And I'm like, okay, we're getting ready to go to school and so on and so forth. And all of a sudden I looked at the time and it said 6:34. I'm like, 6:34? Because I looked at the clock in my bedroom, and I woke up based on that. Connor woke up based on his alarm clock in his room, which was set on the old time. So no one looked at anything. So I was in the kitchen and I was like getting stuff ready and preparing for BIGO and all that good stuff, getting my stuff ready, getting my tea ready, get all my stuff ready. Something came on my phone and I looked at it and I was like, well, why does that say 6:30? And I put the phone back and I was like, wait a minute, why does that say 6:30? I kept going. Mind you, Connor's in the shower thinking it's like 5:30 in the morning. So something came to me again, and I'm like, wait a minute, let me look at the time again. And then I went online and I punched in the time. I usually, sometimes if my clock is wrong or something like that, I'll usually go online and put in the time for this, the time that it is now for this day, wherever I'm at. And so it said 6:34. I'm like, 6:34? I'm like, wait a minute. And I go back in my room and I'm like, wait a minute. This is not the right time. So I'm knocking on the bathroom door. I'm like, Connor, it's 6:34. It's not 5:30. It's 6:34. He's like, no, it's not. I'm like, yeah, it is. We're talking through the door. I'm like, no, it is. It's the wrong time. It looks like the time changed and we didn't change our time. So I'm still looking at my phone trying to convince myself that it's really 5:30 when it's really 6:30. So I'm looking at my phone, and then I start looking, and then mind you, I'm trying to prepare for BIGO, and I'm already trying to get myself together, and I'm already exhausted. I am tired. I am so tired. Finally, it was like 6:40, 6:50. Carter misses the bus to go to school. I'm I'm so sleepy, and then I'm starting to realize to myself, oh my goodness, this is why I'm sleepy, because the time has changed. And mind you, my mood was not the best. My mood was no good. I was not in a good mood. I was not happy. I felt like the world was caving in on me. I mean, every emotional thing that can happen, I started to feel it. Was not the best day. So I took myself back to bed. I did. The little ones were they sleeping? Yeah, they were. They were still sleeping. The little ones were still sleeping. Yeah, because I took myself back to bed. And it wasn't about until like 10:30. I canceled BIGO. I said, I canceled BIGO. I put a post up there about the time changing. Didn't realize the time had changed. I apologized to the saints. I said I was tired. I'm taking the day to myself. I took the day to myself. And you know what? It was well needed. I needed to take a day to myself. From Friday's shenanigans with my car, till Ivan getting sick, Connor overcoming being sick. I had a million business things going on. I still had to take care of stuff going on with the bank. I had a lot of things going on within that 48 to 72 hours. I said, I said, well, you know what? I'm going to bed. So I stayed in bed. I didn't vlog. I didn't do anything. And I'll tell you this, I felt like the world was caving in on me. I mean, all emotions, everything that I could think of just kept coming to me, kept coming down on me. And mind you, I still haven't got my medication. I still haven't got my medication. I know, I need to go get it, but I still haven't got my medication. So I just felt like I needed a mental day, and I'm glad I took it. I'm glad I took it because I feel much better. So Tuesday, what happened yesterday? Tuesday was yesterday. You know, I had BIGO, which was great, and then I ended up having a BIGO training, which was, I mean, yeah, the new name is awesome and it's simple. Me and my usher, Miss Carrie Baby, kept going back and forth on different names for this new chapter for us on BIGO. And it's a simple name. It's an awesome name. It represents God to the fullest. It is awesome. So I'm really excited about it. So, and then I found out that this is the best part. So all along that I had the old agency owner that was telling me that we didn't get paid, nobody got paid, nobody this, nobody that. So my new agency owner sent me a message and asked me to send her a screenshot of the BIGO history with my beans and the diamonds, the things that I've earned, the beans that I've earned. So I went ahead, didn't even know exactly what I was sending to her. I wasn't sure what she was really asking me. So I just took a screenshot what I thought she meant, and I just sent it to her. Luckily for me, not luckily, but good thing for me, what I sent her was exactly what she was looking for. And then she looked at it and said, Kat, you did get paid from BIGO. Not only did you get paid this month from BIGO, you also got paid last month when you started this new page. Because mind you guys, I had a first page, right? I was on that first page for about 6 months. Wasn't getting any bonuses, wasn't getting any beans to cash out, nothing like that. So then the old agency owner, her and I came to the conclusion. I said, you know what? I want to start new. I want to start with my ministry name. I don't, because before the first time I started BIGO, I was under my name, just it's Kat. So I said, no, I want to change it, and I want the name to be my ministry name. I want it to match, because when I'm on for all the time that I've been on, I've always introduced people coming in and introduced the room as the Temple at BIGO. The name just didn't match what I was saying. So for the first 6 months that I was on BIGO, I was under, like I said, my name, it's capped. Finally, I had said to my agency owner when I was talking to her and saying, listen, I'm not making any money off of BIGO. I'm not making my beans are not turning into cash. I'm not doing anything. It's been 6 months. I'm a little concerned here. And so I had said, what if I just start new with my ministry name? Right now it matches what I'm saying when I go live. Why don't I start with my ministry name? And then while I said that, she also said they changed the quota, and we start at 10K quota. And I thought, well, you know what, this will be good. I'll start low at the 10K quota and work my way up. So I started the new page a month and a half ago with the Temple at BIGO, and I made my 10K quota as I wanted to do. I made my 10K quota, and when I made my 10K quota, she says no, they don't have the 10K quota anymore, so nobody got paid. So I thought I didn't get paid, right? And so last month, February, I made my 30K quota. And when I made my 30K quota, she said that I did make my quota, but she had said that she thinks they might have changed something or something to that effect. And she was supposed to send me documents on the quota and show me exactly how I would know where I got paid. So all this time that I was trying to communicate with her, according to her, I didn't get paid. So I thought I didn't get paid. And so the new agency owner yesterday asked me to send her the screenshot, and I sent it to her. She's like, no, you got paid on your 10K quota and you got paid on your 30K quota, right? I'm like, this is awesome. The fact that I got paid, and I made a quota makes me feel really good, because it gives me strength, and it gives me courage, and it gives me wisdom, and it gives me insight to continue to move forward, right? It allows me to feel motivated, and allows me to feel as though, yeah, keep going, Kat, keep going, right? I'm on there because I want to have a ministry. I want to do my Bible study ministry. I want to build on my ministry. I want to continue to spread God's words, and I want to see more and more people that are either that have left God's kingdom to come back. And I want to see those who love God, who don't know his words very well, to really get to know his words better. I want that for everybody. So by seeing that I made a quota and being able to meet the business aspect of BIGO makes me feel really happy. It makes me feel really good. It makes me feel just excited about everything, right? So I was so excited about that. And then after she showed me it, and then she said, let's do a training. And I was like, really? She's like, yeah. So we went on BIGO, and I didn't even know BIGO can do private trainings. You can go on BIGO and create a private room, just you and whoever you want on there, without any other person coming on there. Never knew that. That's something that I had asked about, I wondered about, and never got an answer on. So we go into this private room, saints. She shared her screen with me and started showing me so many different things on BIGO that I never knew existed. I have beans on there that go back from the beginning of the first page. I don't even, not mind you, right? I've been on for the first 6 months. I was on as It's Cat. So if I had known this, I probably have had, for 6 months, right? I've had so many more beans. I probably got beans and got paid on the first on my first try, right? For those first 6 months that I didn't even know about. And I've only been on it for only a month and a half, and I had so many beans that I was able to give other people. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that there were beans. Mind you, I was still paying 99 cents to get beans to bless other people up. Didn't even know I had beans already stored on the app for me that I can go ahead and just spread love to other people and bless them up. Didn't even know. She showed me that. She showed me how to set up for the next time when I do make a quota, where I'm able to cash out on my paycheck from BIGO. Didn't even know that. I mean, she showed me a lot of things, and there's more to come because she has every Friday she has a training. It's a private training, and I'll be able to go on every Friday, and get training from her on what I need to do and how I need to continue to build on my BIGO. And I tell you, Saints, I feel so much better. I feel awesome. I feel great that I'm able to know this stuff because it really bothered me. I mean, I've been on the app, what, 6 months, 9 months now, almost a year. And I knew nothing. Every time I asked my old agency owner questions, never gave me an answer, ignored my questions. Every time she would answer me, she'd answer me with she has a problem. And people all have problems, but when you're an agency owner and you are supposed to lead other people and guide them to be able to be good on this app, you need to keep all your personal stuff out the door. It's like going to work. You keep it outside. Like when you get to work, what do you always hear your boss says? Keep your problems. They can go, I was saying that the little ones can go into regular school, and I'm excited about that. So the other part of my day yesterday, I was working on getting the little ones' documents ready for school. So this morning, they the school head or whoever is in charge, whatever, the director contacted me this morning, and asked me for a couple more documents, talked to me a little bit more. So I'm excited about that. So I'm really excited. So I needed my mental day, and I'm glad I took it, especially right now since I haven't seen my doctor. So I'm really, really happy and grateful that I was able to have that day, to be able I was praying. I was praying frankincense and myrrh in my house and just staying with God and just with his word, and I was really happy. And I tell you this, having a ministry, a Bible study ministry, and being able to have and part of that Bible study ministry is worship. Worship is a really awesome, big, great part of loving God and worshiping God. I am grateful and thankful for worship because, saints, if you don't worship, start worshiping God. We are born to worship. You could be going through so many things, but you raise your hand up and you bow your head. You let the music, the worship music, minister to you. Whether you're at church, whether you just play Pandora gospel, you let it minister to you. It's a healing. It's a therapy. It's a way of getting closer to God. It is an awesome thing. So if you don't worship, I invite you to come on to BIGO and worship with us. I invite you to just worship on your own with other friends and family members, but I invite you to take it seriously. But worship is awesome and it's great, and I am so thankful for worship because it really helped me through the last few days, this past weekend and on Monday. It really helped me. It just helped me. And also I'm also closing a lot of doors on people that I used to talk to, on people that I call family or people that I call friends. I literally have closed the door on a lot of people, and I'm grateful for that, and I'm thankful for that, and I'm at peace with it, and I'm just thankful for that. I'm thankful for God for that, I'll keep them in prayer. I will love them from a distance, but I know who my family is. Family does not have to be blood. It doesn't. Family does not have to be blood. I mean, over the years, I have had so many different church people, especially my church, I've had different church members and church family that I've called my family. So I'm grateful for that. So I've closed a lot of doors on people. I've just made a lot of changes in the last couple of days. And what I thought was a mental breakdown turned out to be a blessing. It turned out to be a blessing, and I'm grateful for that. So yeah, so today I'm back in my office. I have been labeling and tagging up my Poshmark stuff and so on and so forth. Oh, that's a business call. I will be right back, Saints. All right, Saints. Sorry about that. I'm back. I'm really excited. I really am. I'm so excited. There's so many wonderful things going on right now. I'm just so happy about it. Like I said, just the other day, I felt like everything was caving in on me. And then, um, God is good. God is just wonderful. But anyways, I don't know where I left off um, when I got that call, but it was a good call too. So I'm excited about that call. Anyway, so what's going on today? What's going on today is I'm in my office. Today is Wednesday, right? So I gotta clean the bathroom. Back to my chores. I gotta clean the bathroom, and I'm gonna clean the bathroom shortly. Um, Yesterday, I didn't do any chores yesterday. I mean, I cleaned the kitchen, washed dishes, cooked a little bit. Didn't even make just made spaghetti. Didn't make anything crazy. Monday, I didn't do anything, that's for sure. I was completely like, I'm not doing anything. I am taking a mental break, and I'm thankful and grateful that I did. And I said in a previous vlog that until I go to my doctor's appointment, I'm going to continuously take breaks. When I feel as though I need to take a break, I'm taking a break because my mental health is really, really important. Not just to myself, but to my family and the people around me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm taking breaks when I need to take breaks. I don't take breaks for too long now. I can't afford to take breaks for too long now. I got things to do. I got babies to take care of and stuff like that. And they don't give me a break like that. But yeah, I'm just really excited. I'm very thankful. I'm just excited. I'm really, really excited. But yeah, so I'm gonna finish up with Poshmark today, which I'm excited about. Hopefully get some sales coming in. That'll be nice. I need to prepare. So you know what I started doing last week, and I think I might have mentioned this in a previous vlog, but I started to do a much more a more in-depth summary of what we read at BIGO for Bible study, like the day before. So like if today we did the reading, and I went over it and stuff like that. We talked a little about it, but what I do is I try to prepare, and I'm trying to be better at it. And this is what I was going to say. I have to prepare for tomorrow's Bible study, because I'm taking my time now to, even though we talked about today's reading, we read about it, we discussed it, we prayed about it, especially if it ministers to us. We pray about it, we talk about it. The very next day, because we have so many new people coming into temple all the time, what I'm doing now is I'm providing a very short, detailed summary of what we read, but it's very I would say it's very interactive, because we get to really go back, and I pinpoint the verses and scriptures that we read about within that chapter, because at temple we don't skip books to go to scriptures or to go to verses, because that can be dangerous. You can pick a verse, and the verse might hit you, but if you don't know the story or the history of the story behind that book, it makes it really difficult to fully understand what God is saying. So it's better to read the entire book and the entire chapter than to go and pick a scripture or verse. That's dangerous. It really is. And I learned that over 20 years ago, how dangerous it was to pick scripture and verses. So I like to dive into the word and actually read the word. And so what I'm doing is, we're diving in, we're reading, and right now we're still in First Chronicles, and we're also in John in the New Testament. And John is awesome. It's an awesome book. It's an awesome book how John shows us and teaches us how to love God in the most simplest form, and we're talking about John the Baptist here. So what I'm doing is, even though we talked about it today, I'm going back and I'm picking the same little scriptures within the book that we read, within the chapter that we read, and we're talking about it again to refresh our memory what we read yesterday. So when we're reading again for that day or that following day, we actually know exactly what we're reading about. We feel as though we're there, and I try to do it in such a way that makes it fun, makes it exciting, makes it want you to read, and I'm really happy about that. I'm just really happy about a lot of wonderful things that are happening. I'm grateful, I'm thankful. You know, the storms do come, as you guys know, saints. Storms come. They really do come. The devil is here to kill, steal, and destroy. But it is up to us to know God's words, to know exactly how to tell the devil to kick rocks, right? We have authority. God gave us authority to speak to our storm. Sometimes, you know, we have to stop, you know, saying how we have to start telling our storm who God is. We have to start telling our situation who God is. What's what we need to do? We really need to do more of that. You know, we're going through a situation, talk to that situation and say who God is. You know, if you know someone that's going through something, you can pray for them, right? And we learned in the last couple of days in Bible study how important it is to confess our sins to each other and to pray about it, and then we are healed, right? And I always try to do that. And I don't try to do it. I do it. If I know I've committed a sin or something, I'll call one of my cousins, right? And I'll let them know, hey, I committed this sin. Here's what I've done. I will diligently and always confess my sins to somebody. You know, I will put it, like, I'll send a text and put confession. This is what this is my sin, you know. And you know, my cousins are very, very empathetic, and they'll just be sweet about it and show mercy for me when I confess my sins. But I do that. So, and I encourage everybody else to do that too, because God tells us to do that. James 5:16, God tells us to confess our sins, pray for each other, and that we may be healed. And God reminds us that the prayer of a righteous person is effective. It's effective. It is the prayer of a righteous person that's answered. So we got to get righteous. We for those who have left God's kingdom, need to go back to it. For those who are inconsistent in praising and worshiping God, you know, one day they pray, the next day they don't. One day they may go to church, the next day they don't. One day they say hallelujah, the next day they don't. No, it has to be a consistent relationship with God. God is consistent with us. He doesn't choose to wake us up on Sunday or on Saturday and then put us and let us sleep on Wednesday or Tuesday and wake us up again on Thursday. No, if we're here and we're alive and we're breathing, He makes an effort to wake us up every day. Some of us are not even worthy of being woken up. And as a matter of fact, none of us are worthy for God's grace. God doesn't need us, saints. We need Him. We need God's grace. We need God's love. And we need to fight for that love continuously, you know? So anyway, saints, I'm really excited. I'm happy. I'm glad to be back. I missed you guys. Well, I was down and out on Monday having my mental day. I kept thinking about you guys. I'm like, oh, I need to pick up the camera. I need to pick up the camera. And you know what, I didn't. I couldn't find myself picking up the camera, to be honest with you. I was really, really at a place where I had a mental breakdown. I needed that time for myself. I needed the time to rest. Not only did I have a mental breakdown that I needed time for myself, but I really was tired. You know, my body was tired. My mind was tired. Everything was just tired. And I'm just thankful and grateful that today is a good day. It's a good day. So, yeah. So, anyways, and BIGO, you know, I was concerned about BIGO the last couple of weeks, after letting, some ushers go and stuff like that, and even escorting people out of temple for disrespect. So I'm grateful for what I'm seeing right now with Temple. I'm really, really thankful and grateful. And I'm really excited about this new chapter at BIGO. I really, really am. So I'm looking forward to it. At first I didn't want to change our name. I was like, oh, I just changed my name. This is not fair. But God is good. God knows the reason for the name change. God does. And you know what's even more exciting is that the new name is so simple. So simple, but yet represents God in the utmost respect. I mean, it represents God to the fullest, and it's so simple, you know. So I'm grateful for that. Anyway, saints, what am I gonna go do now? I need to take a little break. I do need to take a little break. I'm gonna make myself another cup of tea. I need to empty off my desk. My desk has mess from Friday. I didn't clean my office on Sunday. My office was not that dirty. I didn't clean it. I didn't do anything. It wasn't too dirty. It's starting to be messy now. I need to mop the floor is what I need to do, and empty out my desk, my writing desk in the back here. Not so bad at all, which is nice. So, but you know, one thing I will tell you guys, Saints, is that for BIGO, I haven't got my pay just yet. I see it there. I see it there. I know how to see it now. But I still have to message, which I already did. They messaged me back. I messaged BIGO yesterday. Another thing that's exciting, because my new agency owner says, here's what you gotta do. You gotta message BIGO. I messaged them. And she was like, it's gonna take 48 hours for them to call you back, to respond back. And they may not even respond. Get on them. Let me tell you, Saints, by 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, I got a response from BIGO, and I was able to do exactly what they asked me to do, and I did that immediately. So I'm really excited about that. So so pretty soon, once I'm able to cash out of my bonus, then I can close out, and then I can start the new page. So we're pretty much waiting for everything on this page to be finalized and be done with, and then we can start the new page, which is cool. So I'm still reading my Martha Stewart book on organizing. It's a cool book. Not done just yet, but getting there, and I'm excited about that, because I love to read, and I like to read books, but I haven't always had the time, nor have I always made the time to read, right? So I started back about a month ago being consistent with my reading, and I'm really excited about that. Oh, you know what? I have my cousin calling me. I really got to take this call. Hi, Saints. Good evening. I'm back for a short moment. It's about 7:53. It's still Wednesday. I've just had a lot of things going on. Actually a lot of children stuff going on, business stuff going on, house stuff going on. Just different things. But I didn't want it to be too late, because I definitely want to make sure that I post this vlog today. So we talked a little bit earlier. I was gonna say yesterday. We talked a little bit earlier today, which was cool. I brought you guys up to speed as to what has been going on in my life the last couple of days. Earlier today, when I stopped vlogging for a moment, Ivan had woke up and he was still a little bit warm. Gave him some Tylenol, gave him a little bath. He seems to be good right now. He seems to be good. The fever's completely gone. He just felt a little warm. It wasn't anything crazy. Very, very mild. There goes my cat. So gave him a bath, gave him some Tylenol, so he's fine now. Him and Mia are hanging out right now. And I was like, I've been trying to get on to vlog, but I've been just doing different things. Been doing different things all morning long. So anyways, so I'm gonna end the vlog here. I'm gonna edit this vlog. I don't edit that much, but just gonna do my best to edit. And then I'm going to export it and upload it over to YouTube, and then I'm back to my routine. So anyways, I'm trying to be really good at, when I do have these mental breaks and these mental time or when I feel sad, that I'm still vlogging. You know what I mean? I want to be able to share that with you guys. I think I mentioned that in the last vlog as well. Anyways, I love you, Saints. We'll talk tomorrow. Have a great evening. Mwah. Stay prayed up.